Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 4 of the Shithousery podcast. We were keeping this going. It's been 4 weeks strong. I am your host, as always, Reggie Rito, and I'm joined by my guys, Kyle Foster and Ben Bethune. How we doing today, boys?
Very good, very good.
Doing all right.
Doing all right. Now it's been a slow week in news. We can all agree on that, but it's been a slow week. But the international break is here. We're gonna get Prem football back in the next coming weeks. But we're going to start off with our international break. We just picked our 3 key teams. I obviously support France. These two support England. And we all live in the United States, so the USA is going to be on here. I guess, Kyle, you'll take the USA game. Just break down those 2 score lines for us.
Just to preface, I don't really watch international football. That's not the World Cup or the Euros. So there goes my knowledge of how these games went. But
what do you think of the USA team as a whole?
They're a team.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Their attack is decent, but the rest, I would say the whole team is mid.
So just a C-tier team.
Yeah, they're nothing special. I mean, Pulisic's good during international play.
I think Turner, the keeper, who isn't he on Arsenal?
I don't know. I really like Walker Zimmerman, the center back.
Mm-hmm. He's the captain of the team right now.
I like Serginho Dest when he plays, but he's more of a wing back than a traditional fullback.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously losing 2-0 to Japan. I don't know who played.
Pulisic didn't play. Pulisic didn't play, and Aronson got hurt. So.
And then is that Kazakhstan the next game?
No, that is Saudi Arabia, where it was the 0-0 while we were opening packs on FIFA 23.
Yeah, 0-0. So probably not the best game. I mean, your last 2 games, scoring none and conceding 2. It's probably not the best way to start going into the World Cup when your group is going to be harder than both those 2 teams you played.
Yeah.
And I know some people are expecting USA to come out the group, but it's going to be hard. So they need to play better.
Well, they are in a very difficult group. They're not the group of death, but they're a very tough group.
Yeah, I mean, outside of England, the rest of those 3 teams, it's Wales, USA,
Wales, and Iran.
All those 3 teams could challenge for that second spot.
Yeah, or they could challenge for first. You never know. The way this team over here, all the way to the right's been playing. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, they might not even come out the group.
Yeah, I'll take France. They had a 2-0 win against Austria. Honestly, quite frankly, dominated. And then Denmark, Højbjerg decided to go off. That's the simplest it can go. Although Denmark, because we've already talked about the kits for most teams. Why does Denmark have a color matching logo?
Did you not see?
I didn't see the reason why.
It's really. Here, I'll pull it up. I'll pull up what the owner is called. Hummel.
Yeah, Hummel. Hummel is the brand who makes the uniforms. I don't get it.
They said we don't wish to be visible during a tournament that has cost thousands of people their lives.
Okay.
Denmark's kit supplier Hummel on why their logo and crest is
because I've seen it just looks like all red and then it's all black.
I mean, respect for them saying that.
Respect to Denmark, because obviously with the situation going in Qatar, but this is not a political podcast. We only talk about Premier football. Now, you two, I know you both love England, but we're going to talk about the sheer lunacy that is, honestly, you shouldn't have gotten the 3-3 draw with Germany, but you did. And then the 0-1 loss to Italy, if you wish to break down those 2 games. Because in the second half with Germany just looked like pure madness.
Well, it kind of sucks that Chelsea players decide to show up when they're not playing for Chelsea. Just Mason Mount, Kai Havertz scoring screamers. That's why I'm wearing this jersey. This is the Kai Havertz jersey.
Damn.
But I'm firmly on the Southgate should be fired before the World Cup.
And you really believe that he should? Honestly,
get some new blood in there. It's the best way to motivate a team.
But is this too close? Is this too close?
No. And I'll tell you who you hire. We'll talk about that later.
And that is a perfect segue into.
No. We're not done talking about.
We're not done with the game.
I mean, you said
it's Italy. It's an 0-1 loss to Italy and the 3-3 draw with Germany.
I mean, they should have won 3-2. That penalty at the end
The penalty at the end, that's penalty. And then Italy just happened.
pissed Bennett off. Bennett already has to leave.
I'm getting my water.
Well, Kyle, would you like to start off with the Southgate drama? Many people are calling for Southgate being ousted right ahead. What are we, 2 months out? Not even 2 months, huh?
Not even like
Not
6 weeks.
Well, yeah, because it starts on my birthday, November 20th, and we've already passed September 20th. So, yeah, it's less than 2 months. How do we feel about getting rid of a coach less than 2 months before, quite frankly, the largest tournament in the past 4 years?
I mean, it's a catch-22 scenario. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you fire him, if you give him a sack, and then England doesn't advance out the group, you look god
Horrible.
awful. I mean, if you fire him and you bring in someone else, and England's not going to hire anyone that's not English, and so you have to look at English coaches available. Let's say you bring in, is Chris Wilder kicking about, Ben? Do you know if he's still available?
I'd have to look it up.
I think Chris Wilder's available. I think he would be a perfect England coach.
Mm-hmm.
But formerly of what, Sheffield United?
Sheffield.
Yeah. I think Southgate's magic is ran out.
I mean, it's a tough time for it to run out.
You kind of see not the Thomas Tuchel comparisons, but you see like the way how the guys have more or less stopped playing under Southgate. Like his tactics have become stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in international football, you can afford to have a higher intensity system, more labor intensive system, because you need to get top results in a short period of time compared to wins consistently throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
When you're playing in the World Cup, you're playing for 2 months, so you can afford to go balls to the wall hard. Then just like, we'll play our subs now, we'll play our second team this game, our first team that game, as you will, like you see team like top 6 teams, how they have first, second, and third teams. In my opinion, in international football, you should only be playing who's ever hot and who's ever the best players.
But could we agree at the level of international football, your second and third team are probably going to be just as good because you're handpicking, especially at a country like England, I feel, though. Now, yes, if we were talking about the USA or Qatar, obviously, yeah, there'd be a big drop off in talent. But in England, I feel like the subs could be just as good as the starters here.
Yeah, but are you going to start, say you take out Phil Foden, are you going to start James Ward-Prowse? No.
No, probably not.
A guy like Phil Foden needs to start. I mean, I love Raheem Sterling, but should he be cracking this lineup right now? Probably not. Harry Kane is indroppable from this team.
Yeah.
I think Declan Rice has a nailed-in spot in this team. As we'll get in later, I don't know where Trent's role lies purely because England have 4 starting right backs. You have Kyle Walker, Trent, Reece James, and Trippier. So I think you can get a manager who plays like pretty revolutionary tactics in like a Chris Wilder, or even I always get shit on for saying this, but a perfect England manager would be Frank Lampard. With how high of a pressing, how intent, how he gets the most out of his attackers, you can get a guy like Frank Lampard to be the England manager, and you can get these short bursts of good form and win games. So that would be my pick to replace Southgate. But I'm going to give analyst side and fan side. The fan side, I want Southgate gone. His time, he just isn't professing, or not. It's not
professing.
I don't know which word I tried to say.
His time is gone. It's past him.
Yeah. I don't know what word I was trying to say. But his time is gone. It's past him. But the analyst side, the realist side, it's very, very tough to sack him before the World Cup, especially with no training sessions before the World Cup.
Yeah, you'd be bringing in a new
You have
coach,
no time
essentially
to work on
dry.
tactics. Yeah, no
You'd
tactics.
essentially just be having to run what the guys know, which is Southgate's system. So you might as well leave Southgate there.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But Ben, I want to hear your take on this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's gonna lead into the next segment. But I really don't understand how a manager like Southgate can easily just pick easily have favorites, and when those favorites underperform and
Connor Cody.
yeah, um, it's really annoying as a fan, and especially when one of your favorite players is on the team who deserves to start is very disrespectfully downgraded by the manager. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because Mr. Southgate is quoted saying Kieran's all around game is ahead of Trent's. While 7 games have been played, Trent has 9 ball recoveries to Trippier's 8, 2.5 chances created per game to Trippier's 1.9. Trent has 76.57% pass accuracy over Trippier's 75.9. Trent has 35.09% crossing accuracy over Trippier's 34.85%. Trent has 1.5 tackles made per game over Trippier's 1.2. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold has a 100 take-on success percent rate over Trippier's 50.
So
I want to know what games these were pulled from though. Like, was one playing Yugoslavia and one was playing
Yugoslavia is not a country.
This is Premier
exactly.
League. This
Oh, okay.
is Premier League.
I mean, yeah, but you're also like Newcastle to Liverpool. One team's going to be dominating possession and going to be having all that stats. To one team that's inherently going to be sitting back a little bit and playing a little more defense. But then again, you did pull up ball recoveries and tackles and wins and stuff like that. So your argument holds water. But then again, I think Reece James is better than both.
Look, honestly, we can obviously tell from both of the teams you support that you are both going to heavily side with the guy that plays for your club. But I would have to say, as a neutral third party member, Trent Alexander-Arnold is better.
He's not.
Tell us why you think Reece James is better.
I prefer,
since you are challenging Ben's big board.
Well, this is the thing. I don't think England should be playing this 4-2-3-1 formation they're playing. I think they should play a back 3 or 5.
Look, we gotta play with what we got.
I know, but listen, I think Trent should be moved into midfield in a midfield pivot.
And what, you put Reece James behind him?
No, listen, I put Reece James at wing back, Kyle Walker at wide right center back, and then you have Trent and Declan Rice in a pivot. I think that's an amazing midfield. I think that is so much better than what you're getting right now, than Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. I mean, that you're giving Trent full positional freedom to run wherever the hell he wants in the middle of the park.
And he won't have to play defense?
But Ben, do you see what I'm saying here?
In a way, I guess, but I think Trent deserves to be competing for a starting role, not to be dropped.
I agree. I think England's 2 first or like 1A 1B scenario should be Trent and should be Reece. I think it's not too hard to say that they're probably both as good as each other. If we're being neutral fans, like, let's be real here. They're both starting quality, like, top players in their team. Like, when I watch Chelsea, Reece James is bar none our best player. And I think when you watch Liverpool, you take away Salah and Van Dijk to an extent, you see Trent be bar none their guy. You know what I mean? So you got 2 guys like that who played the same position, but they both have strengths and weaknesses in their game. I think Trent is a thing is because I really think all around Reese is better. And I know it's just the Chelsea fan of me, but like when I watch Chelsea, I see Reese he could play anywhere. Like we can put him at number 9 and he can do a shift at number 9. But I think when you have two players like this, I think you need to find a way to get them both in the squad. That's what I'm saying. Reese could play wingback and Trent could play midfield. And if you give him that double six with Declan Rice and Trent in the midfield 6, I think that gets the best out of both players.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Trippier and Luke Shaw should be fighting for fullback spots when you have guys like Ben Chilwell and Reece James. And Trent Alexander-Arnold. Like it's just not good picks. You're not fielding inherently your best 11, which is what you should be doing in international football.
And I think that goes back to Ben's point where Ben was saying about the picking of favorites from Southgate. Whereas he likes who he likes, he plays who he likes. And
you even see this with Mason Mount. Mason Mount probably shouldn't be breaking that attack. As much as I love Mason Mount, but that attack should probably be Harry Kane, Bukayo Saka, and who else you put that other wing? Raheem Sterling hasn't had the best run of form.
So who would you put in the place of Raheem?
Phil Foden at wing?
You can put Phil.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got a lot of attacking options. Ben, what's your ideal starting 11 for England?
If I had to pick, it would probably be Pope or Henderson in goal.
I would give it to Pope right now.
I need to look at a board actually, because
what formation would you play?
4-3-3.
4-3-3. See, I think a 3-4-3 fits England the best, and we've seen them play that before. I mean, that's when we saw 80 million valued Harry Kane. When we saw Harry Maguire. Those crazy infield runs from center back with John Stones and Connor Cody. I mean, a wingback system really fits England.
No question.
That's just my take on it.
Do we think Harry Maguire should still be in the starting lineup?
Probably, but you shouldn't drop Tomori to start Harry Maguire.
Okay.
You shouldn't start John Stones to drop Tomori.
Okay.
I think Fikayo Tomori should walk into that England side.
Okay.
He's a type of player that I don't think any other center back in that team is like. But then again, going back, like if we do play this 3-4-3, my midfield I've been saying all along is Declan Rice and Trent. But then what do you do with Jude Bellingham? I think Jude right now walks into that team. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah.
So something needs to be fixed now, and I don't know if it's dropping a player like a big name player to ignite the locker room. Like, dude, this could all be tactics. Like this could all be media tactics. Like getting in Trent's head to see how he reacts, to see how if he plays better, shows he really wants that spot. Like, because we're just seeing it at face value. We're seeing Trent Alexander-Arnold drop from the starting 11. What if he's just trying to like light a match on other guys?
I mean,
Southgate could be playing some 4D chess now. Is that likely happening? Probably not.
Yeah. So
we could next time.
Oh no, we could all agree that even though the fans in us may want to get rid of Southgate, he may have to stay.
I think it's too late to sack him.
I'd agree with the fact that it's too late. We need a verbal confirmation from Ben.
I think it's reported they wanted to get They wanted to hire Graham Potter after the World Cup.
I mean, yeah, you can hire him after the World Cup, but you got to play the World Cup. You know what I mean?
I know, but I'm saying England.
Mhm.
It's already been on their mind to fire Southgate. They were gonna
Mhm.
hire Graham Potter.
I see.
Like there's reports of the FA being shocked that Chelsea hired Potter because that's who they wanted to succeed Southgate.
Mhm.
But if they're going for a coach like that, dude, Chris Wilder's. If you want to play that type of wingback system, I mean,
Mhm.
we know what Chris Wilder can do. Like Ben, would you think that's a good hire,
It's all right.
or not necessarily a hire, but an appointment?
It's all right.
Like, is England ever going to have a non-English manager?
I don't think so.
Give me 3 coaches you would want at that team for the England squad.
Do they have to be English?
Yes.
Okay. Jeez.
Do you think Brexit land is not going to hire some from England?
I mean, Frank Lampard is probably a really good suggestion. So I'd say Frank Lampard. I would say Potter, but now he coaches club.
Like, who was the last coach? Who was the last coach to coach club and country? Was it Fergie? Did he coach Scotland and United? I swear he did.
I don't know if he did.
You got some other suggestions, Ben, for other hires?
Gerard.
But Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, I think Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard could definitely be in that position just purely, but that's because they're pulling rank.
Mhm.
I mean, that's what they did for their country more than less. Who
Mhm.
they are as a coach. But we can digress. We can go.
Yeah, okay. Now we're going to new segment of the group where we are picking. We're officially putting into record our World Cup predictions. Now I will preface, we have to do this as a team. So we all might have a different team that we want to win, but we have to put together a cohesive lineup, a cohesive stage for us who's winning the World Cup. So we're going to start off in
Are we
Group A.
doing every round?
We are doing every
Yeah.
round, every round leading up to the finals, and then who we pick to win. And we will also do for just the final the goal differential. Not every way through. Every way through.
I don't care about goal differential.
Okay, well we'll exclude it. Either way, England isn't winning, so that's beside the point.
Might not be coming home.
Oh, it's not. It's not coming home. It was never coming home. I told you that from the beginning.
It might be.
It's not. Ben, do
You
you
gotta
think
keep.
it's
You
coming
gotta
home?
keep the faith. You gotta keep the faith.
I think there's a fighting chance.
That's what I'm saying. If Southgate's playing some 4D chess and trying to light a match with the
Match
guy's
under.
asses, like he could be playing some like make everyone else in the World Cup think like, oh, look what's happening in England. So they're gonna play down to
He
England.
just pulls the ultimate swap.
Like,
Do you think Iran, the USA, and Wales are going to be playing down to England?
maybe.
No. What? Come on. All right.
Let's go with Group A.
Starting off with Group A, we have Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. Now, do y'all want to go 1 through 4 or 4-1?
1 through 4.
I was gonna say 4-1.
I was going to say 4 through 1 because
yeah, I kind of like that.
I like 4 through 1. Well, that's 2-1. So, Ben, you lose. All right. So, starting off at 4, who do we have at the bottom of Group A?
Ecuador.
I was going to say Qatar, but they are the host.
Qatar's gonna advance.
They're the host.
It always happens.
They're the host. Oh my God! Come on. No, don't do this to me, bro. What the hell? Hold up. We're gonna have some technical difficulties. Hold on. Oh yeah, after some technical difficulties, we finally got it working. But no worries, no worries. So we're saying Ecuador is going to be at the bottom of the field for us, and then Qatar next.
I say.
Or do we think Qatar? Qatar
advances out the group. Yeah, they're host nation.
Who are they going to beat?
I don't know, but they somehow advance.
They have Senegal and the Netherlands, who are both honestly
the World
playing.
Cup. You got to pick.
Okay, look,
pick some upset.
You have
Senegal's going third.
If I had to pick an upset, the upset for me is going to come a lot later. But so you say, Ben, what do you say? Because I have Senegal, Netherlands 1-2.
I do too, but I think Qatar advances.
I have Senegal first, Netherlands second.
That's exactly what I have. So Qatar is
Listen,
not.
when is
No,
it? Wait,
look.
can we wait? Can we pull up the last time a host nation didn't advance out the group? And
You want to look that
Netherlands
up?
are
You want to look that up?
the Dutch are gonna be first in the group. Let's just be real. They're a better team
I
than
think
Senegal.
Senegal could win.
The Dutch are genuinely like a good team.
They are, but come on, man. Senegal. Well, you think
I know Senegal just won the African Cup of Nations, but I would say the Netherlands are a better team.
Ben? What do you say?
I think Senegal's a better team than
I
the
think
Netherlands.
Senegal's a better team too.
Why? How? In what
Sadio
world are they a better
Mane.
team?
Sadio
Okay, so
Mane.
you're gonna have one guy go against a team of 11
But the team of 11, comparatively, like they're okay.
is better.
Look, who do they have? They have Memphis, who's not playing at all for Barcelona. They have De Jong, who's not playing at all. They have he's not. Okay, Dumfries.
They have Van Dijk,
don't know.
De Vrij,
Van Dijk has
Cody
not been on the best
Gakpo.
form as a center back.
They got
And we even talked about
the
that last time.
Donald Mallon.
Is Koulibaly also Senegalese?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so they have Koulibaly too, playing center back.
The Netherlands are a better team. I rate the Netherlands pretty damn high.
Well, look, you're gonna have to fall on your sword for this one. It's 2-1 vote goes. Group B, the group everyone cares about, the group that everyone's gonna be on their TV watching. Who's making it at the bottom?
Probably Iran.
Iran?
Yeah.
Ben?
Iran? Yeah, Iran at the bottom.
All right, Iran. They have to hold number 4. Now, from here on out, it could be, quite frankly, anybody. Depends upon if Southgate is sandbagging, depends upon if the USA is sandbagging, which they probably aren't. And Wales is a non-existent club. They've only been here twice.
I think Wales 3, USA 2, and England 1. But I think 2-3 is switchable.
So you don't think the US may not have the chops?
No way the US places 1. There's no way England doesn't win their group. Like, okay, let's.
I just want to see the US make it out the group stage. That's all I
think the US makes it out the group, but I think it depends on how they play Wales. If they lose their game to Wales, like they're not advancing.
Wales goes second, but I think the US will qualify at third.
Do they have that? Do they have that last man in thing?
I think there is a last man in.
I forgot about.
Well, I do think the US does beat the Wales, though.
I think Wales places third. I think the US.
I think Wales will go third. The US will secure number 2. Another group, Group C. This looks, pretty straightforward. We have Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. Who we got at the bottom? I think we all are in agreement with Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. Yeah,
Saudi Arabia. Look, Arabian teams just aren't that great at football right now. They will be, but it's going to take some time. At the 3 spot, this may be controversial. At the 3 spot, I have Lewandowski in Poland. No response, no love.
It's because you're kind of right.
I think Mexico beats Poland.
I think Mexico beats Poland as well.
And we already know Argentina is going to dominate.
I think you can see Argentina not making it out the group.
Oh my! There's no way Argentina.
Perennial bottle jobs. Perennial bottlers.
Honestly, we could. This is South America. This is South America's World Cup to lose.
Okay, keep going.
So, who do we have going in the 3rd spot?
Poland.
I put Poland, and then we'll go Mexico and Argentina.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Don't cry for me.
That's what they're going to be saying when they don't advance out the group.
If they don't advance out of the group, you realize South America will burn. Like
they still got
Brazil, but perennial chokers. No, Ecuador's not making it out at all. Group D with
Tunisia.
The former World Cup champions, France,
just put Tunisia,
Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia.
Just put Tunisia.
Also, I would just like to say this: Tunisia is a disgrace to international football after what they did to Richarlison and Vinicius. They're horrible people. and it shouldn't stand for that. Now, do we
Mhm.
have Australia at number 3?
Yes.
All right.
Chris Wood's gonna put in a shit for them, but good
And
old
then
Chrissy Wood.
and then we'll go Denmark or France?
Denmark.
Denmark plays in second. France wins all their games.
Okay.
Actually, no, we saw them just lose.
Okay, but dog, we're not playing anybody right now. You know we're not playing anybody. Moving on to Group E, we have the beautiful nation of España or Spain. We have Costa Rica, Deutschland, and Japan. This may be a tough group. We have a perennial choker. We have a team who most likely won't make it out. We have another perennial choker who somehow blew out Brazil by 7 points, and an unknown team, but always does really well.
That's what I say. Japan's good in group play.
They're
always good.
Japan goes
always
second.
good in group play. That's what I say. Japan might.
I say Japan makes it out.
Japan
okay, let's put Costa Rica.
Yeah, let's put Costa Rica at the bottom. Let's establish the base layer.
Now let's no. Let's all talk. Spain or Germany?
Spain is third.
Spain goes third. Germany goes.
Spain really get knocked out the group.
I think Spain gets knocked out the group unless Japan don't play well at all. But we know that they're good in group play.
Yeah, we know Japan are great in group play.
Unless you want Germany to lose out, they can't take another disgrace.
Germany tops.
Germany tops the group.
You guys decide this one because either or.
I think me and Ben are probably in agreement where we go Spain 3, Japan 2, Germany 1. Yeah.
Yeah, because Japan definitely makes it out the group.
That's very tough that we won't see Spain in it. Victor will probably be crying because he did put in the group chat that they're top 4.
Because on paper they probably are.
I mean, look, on
pound
paper,
for pound, Spain. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, they're fine on paper, but the problem is once they get on the pitch.
The Canadians can go fourth.
Group F.
Not your.
I don't think the Canadians are going to go fourth. I think the Canadians are going to go third.
Morocco I think it's going to go Morocco last.
Morocco has a good team, dude.
And honestly, Canada could beat Havratska if they don't watch out.
No, Croatia is a damn good team. Me and Ben know this.
No, I know that they're a good team. But we don't see
turn his thing up. Am I bringing back too many flashbacks, Ben? No, Morocco's not fourth. Canada is.
Look, Ben.
No,
Ben even said Canada 3.
Canada does not win a game.
Canada is third.
Canada does not win a game.
Dog, Alphonso Davies and King playing.
Who the hell else? Who the hell else?
They have a really good striker. I just don't know his name. I'm not Canadian.
No, they do. Well, Jonathan David. Yeah, Jonathan David is good. But Morocco, Hakim Ziyech and Hakimi. Morocco's good.
I believe in North American supremacy.
Morocco is a better team than Canada. Canada is not a good nation.
I mean, on paper, Spain is better than Japan and Germany.
I know, but Canada doesn't win a game.
Look, Morocco doesn't make it out either.
Oh, yeah, but I'm telling you, Canada scored.
I'm giving it to Canada. I'm going to believe in Canada. Drizzy Drake is going to be there in attendance. Canada is going to pull through for third. They're not going to win. They're not going to make it out of the group stage. And then I'm assuming we go Croatia 2, Belgium 1. No,
Croatia tops the group.
No,
Belgium is too strong. Belgium is too strong.
Belgium are the biggest bottle jobs ever.
Belgium is too strong of a side.
Give me a minute to talk. For the past 8 years, I have rode Belgium through thick and thin. They have been on paper the best rated team. And what have they done with that? A third place finish.
I mean,
they haven't performed at the Euros. They haven't performed at the World Cup. Their team does not do well despite how good they are on paper. Croatia is just one of those teams where they're just so tight-knit and they play damn well together. Belgium does not top this group.
Yes, they do.
I think Belgium does. I
can't justify Belgium being good. They continually underperform.
But also,
They
I'd agree.
underperform.
Are we looking at Croatia how they were in 2018?
And
Because
they
now
have a better team than they did.
you think the team got better?
Yes.
I
100%.
mean,
Yes.
Modric,
100%.
Modric is getting old. Perisic is obviously playing top form. I haven't seen Kovacic and
Sosa
Rakitic
is
play.
good. Kramaric is good. The Vita, that center back,
But
is still
dog,
good for
there's
Croatia.
Romelu Lukaku, De Bruyne, Tielemans.
And what have they done in the last 8 years to prove they deserve anything?
I mean, look, we act like a third place in the World Cup is bad. Like, quite frankly, you had to.
When you're Belgium, you should be winning everything.
No, because France honestly had the golden generation.
Belgium, in my humble opinion, on paper, has the best team in the World Cup. Pound for pound, the best team.
Brazil, pound for pound, I think has the best team.
Brazil has the best.
Brazil has the best side.
I don't think Belgium tops the group. Croatia is just a good team.
Either way, we have them coming out the group. So, however we wanted one or two. Group G: Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon.
I think the Swiss go fourth.
I think Cameroon goes fourth.
Xherdan Shaqiri, I love that man.
I think Cameroon goes fourth. I think Switzerland is just a bit better of a team.
I will have to agree with that. Switzerland.
But actually, I don't know. Serbia could go third.
Oh, Serbia
Serbia's not that good of a team. I would say Switzerland.
Switzerland 2?
No.
And honestly, do we go this?
No, I couldn't name one Cameroonian player.
So
who are some players from Cameroon? Because I know there's some good players.
They have good players. I think they have some in the Prem.
I know they do.
Let's see. There's Brian Mbeumo for Brentford.
Don't know him.
He's the guy who scored the hat trick against Man United.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They have Nkudu, who's played for Tottenham, but now he's in the Turkish league.
I think Switzerland are a better team.
They have Andre Onana.
No, that's good. I mean, how many times do we see in the World Cup just a keeper just win teams games?
Win games. And that could be a situation if Serbia plays Cameroon.
Yeah. I think Switzerland goes second, though.
So we got.
We
brought Switzerland all the way from fourth.
I think Cameroon goes fourth. I think Serbia goes third.
Ben,
it's a toss up.
I don't think Cameroon's that good.
So I don't really think it matters.
Yeah, it doesn't. They're both getting knocked out.
It's for pride.
It is for pride, and Cameroon's going to stay at third. Group H. We have Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and Korea. Now, I think we can all agree who's at the bottom.
Yep.
Korea.
Oh,
it's not Ghana. It's Korea.
Yes, it is Ghana.
I think it could be Ghana because Human Son is an absolute unit. Kyle, tell us why South Korea is at the bottom.
They have 2 players on their team.
Dog, you have to understand most of these teams are going to have at most 2 players. This isn't England. This isn't Argentina. This isn't Brazil. This is a U.S. type situation.
I rate Ghana as a team. They're not bad.
They have a bunch
of good players. They have a bunch of decent players.
They do.
They play good football.
And they play sound as a unit. Didn't they make it to third in the AFCON?
I forgot who they played.
Because it was Egypt and Senegal and then Ghana and another team, I think. And I think Ghana won.
I mean, whatever I say, you guys aren't going to agree with, so just pick who you want.
I'm gonna agree with you on this one. See, you never know. I'm gonna go Ghana ahead of South Korea, and then Portugal and Uruguay.
For the hell of it, let's say Uruguay wins the group.
I have Uruguay winning the group.
I do too.
Cristiano Ronaldo's magic is running out.
Yeah, it's looking bleak for Portugal. But this is honestly his last chance to win a World Cup.
Yeah, so is Messi's.
Yeah, so is Messi's, so is Neymar's.
No, Neymar will have at least two more probably.
You
No,
think
it's 8
so?
years. He'll have one more. He'll have one more.
One more.
He might have two, depending on how old he plays.
So now we go to the round of 16. We have the U.S. and Senegal for
I
match
picked a state.
49.
I picked the States.
Senegal.
Sadly, this is where the United States' magic runs out.
I don't think so. I think we're a better team than Senegal.
We're going to be screaming, I believe that we will win, but I just don't believe we're going to win
I
this
think
one.
we're a better team than Senegal, and that's not even me being American. I genuinely think we're a better team. I really do think we're a better team.
I can't see it.
All right.
All right, moving on to match 50. Argentina and Denmark, I think we can pretty much agree that this is a
Denmark.
Denmark is not winning, no. Although I do love Højbjerg. England and the Netherlands.
Denmark,
England.
wait, pause. That's actually a damn good game.
Ooh,
No.
That's a really hard game.
It is.
I mean, England should win, but that's
Should
a really
win.
good game.
England will win.
Yeah, and they should have won their last 3 games.
They
Look
should
where they
have.
are now.
Yeah. And what, the Dutch are playing at the top of their form? Or as good as they can play?
I don't know.
England.
England
for
wins.
fuck's sake.
Yeah, I think
England
England makes it. France and Mexico. I think that's pretty much a walk. France make it. Yeah.
No, Mexico will actually play them pretty well.
I'm not saying that they won't play them well, but I still think France will win. The same way that the Netherlands will play England well.
I think quality beats out Mexico, but I think that game is going to be a lot closer than what people think.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. Moving on to match 53, Germany and Croatia. Someone who doesn't rate Germany highly and who rates Croatia very highly. You think Croatia wins?
I think Croatia wins.
I think Croatia wins.
Okay, we're gonna go with Croatia.
Brazil.
Which is very tough. Brazil and Portugal. I think Brazil. So Ronaldo's run has ended already. Belgium and Japan, I think we can agree. Although Japan plays like a tight unit.
I think that game is going to depend on the day.
Oh, now we want to hear this game. Okay.
Now it's a bounce ball.
Cool. Now we want to acknowledge that Belgium are trash.
I don't think Belgium's trash. They're just questionable.
This is why the whole who tops the group matters.
No, and I'm just saying, like, Japan is a team that can sneak up on you. And
I think Belgium.
And if any team can be snuck up on, it's Belgium.
I know, but I think Belgium. I'm not.
The talent outweighs.
You know what? No, Japan does win that game. Japan wins that game.
Oh, so we got to vote for Japan. Ben, are you voting for Japan?
Belgium has not proved anything. They have not shown anything that they can win.
I think this is the upset of the tournament.
The upset of the tournament. So we have Belgium falling to the Japanese. Match 56. Uruguay probably walks. Now we're in the quarterfinals. Senegal and Argentina. We assume Argentina walks. Brazil and Croatia. Brazil walks. England and France.
Realistically, I think France wins the game.
I think France wins, but I mean, this is like we just have to see how the teams are playing.
See how the teams play, and then we say Uruguay would walk with Japan, or
no. Wait, take off that vote real quick. Let's talk about that game last.
Well, I can't really take it off.
Okay, let's talk about the other game before we come back.
Okay, Japan and Uruguay. Did we say Uruguay? This is where Japan.
I think Uruguay probably wins.
But
I think Japan
that could be an upset.
Do we think Japan upsets twice in a row? Belgium, Uruguay will probably see it. We'll probably see the game.
I've seen it happen.
I think it will. I think that would be a great game to watch.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, me too. But ultimately, are we going with Japan with another upset back to back?
You know what? Honestly, they're a pretty even team.
I think Nunez and the younger Uruguayans pull it off.
I was gonna say on paper they're a pretty evenly matched team aside from Darwin Nunez. Is Luis Suarez still playing for Uruguay?
I don't know.
I couldn't name you their national team right now.
And then don't they just have a center back who just got hurt, so he won't be playing?
I don't know.
Ah,
I'm gonna go out on a limb, say Japan wins. I'm gonna say they're gonna keep riding a hot
I
hand.
I could see
They-
Japan
Ja-
upsetting.
Japan's gonna be this year's version of Croatia.
I'm gonna have to agree with that. Now, going back to the other game, I know we picked it on accident, but we have England and France.
This game all comes down to if
Form.
England are legit in the World Cup, because if they're legit, they have the quality to beat anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But if this is the England that we're seeing recently, France walks this game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to make the pick right now. But if we're going like off of right now's form,
If
France
we're going,
wins that
yeah,
game.
I'm gonna have to pick France simply because France can quite frankly score at any time, and I know we can say England can score at any time, but to see the quality of Giroud, Mbappe, Benzema, it's gonna be hard to cover that, especially with Harry Maguire, Trippier, and Trent.
Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I think on paper France wins.
Yeah, I agree.
So this is the current form of England. If England turns out to be swapping it over and playing very well, this could quite frankly change. Now we have arguably the biggest match, might be even more important than the final. Argentina v Brazil.
I think Messi wills him way into
Brazil.
winning that game. No, I think Messi. You see goats. Give me a minute. You see goats have these games that they're just remembered for forever. I think this could be one of those games where
Nope.
when we're
Nope.
reading
Nope.
about
Nope.
and watching
Nope.
Messi when we're
Nope.
older, I think this
Nope.
could be one of those games that Messi just like we see the team play for him and just will their way through.
Nope.
Why?
Brazil
Give me a reason.
walks all over
Give me a
this.
reason. I don't think so.
Depth.
Yeah, but you have to realize like this is the World Cup. There's a lot of emotion in that game.
It's a Brazil-France final.
I'm gonna look. I know the whole country of Argentina is gonna be behind Messi, and this could be his crowning moment. I just believe that this could be the crowning moment for Brazil to finally have redemption after the past 2 years, after the past two World Cup. And I think it'll be Neymar's crowning moment. So I'm going to have to give it to Brazil. And then France and Japan. Does Japan pull off another sneak?
No,
or is this where their road is?
France wins.
So we have a Brazil-France final.
I think France wins that game.
No, you're just being salty. Brazil wins.
No, I'm being serious.
Brazil's
it's just something in the back of my mind with this generation of Brazilian players are just like they're just chokers.
Brazil's gonna win the World Cup.
I don't know if I could pick Brazil to win the World Cup, and it's purely just because in the back of their minds, they know the mishaps that's happened with this generation of Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
It's like England and penalties. You just know they're all thinking, "Oh shit, here we go again." You know what I mean, Ben?
I still have Brazil.
Like we can look at England on paper and we can say they can battle with any one of these teams, but realistically, they are playing terrible football. I think France probably repeats a World Cup. I think on paper, Brazil is just edges them out on quality. And it's hard saying that for a team that has Mbappe. But I think
Benzema,
France,
who is honestly the Ballon d'Or winner.
I think experience, that winning mentality wins them that game.
So it comes down to me. Jesus.
The French fanboy and the Brazilian cocksucker.
It's very tough. Very tough.
I want the fan side and I want the analyst
Okay,
side.
look, as a fan, I've been watching France play since 2000. I want to say since South Africa, so 2010. And obviously, being French, you have to side with them. But on paper, and honestly, with the amount of skill that Brazil had,
I always like to think that experience trumps skill in big games.
I like to think that too, and especially having Mbappe, Benzema, Griezmann, Pogba, and that entire team is essentially a copy paste from the past World Cup.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to see that team not winning.
It's hard to see them not winning again, and I'm gonna have to go with my heart. France wins again. Look, if Brazil wins, that'd be beautiful, and that's what most people say. 18% is the highest they have. But I agree. France repeats, and
yeah, I think that mentality. I mean, in big games, experience and that mentality trumps skill
because they've been there before.
I mean, how many times do you see just like big players take over games in big games?
Yeah, and but then that would also make the argument for that.
That's what I'm saying.
But I do agree that on
Argentina
paper,
I'm saying we could see an all-time Messi game. Like I could.
But could it be just Messi?
I mean, no, because they have a really good.
They
team
have
all
it's
around.
Messi, Di Maria, Lo Celso,
Dybala, Lisandro Martinez, Lautaro Martinez, Papu Gomez, Paredes.
But it's so hard to say against the likes of Neymar, Thiago, Fabinho.
I know it is
a lot.
So I'm saying you could see the GOAT have an all-time game. Like that game will define. Now, I'm not gonna say it's gonna define his career, but when you're gonna look at Messi,
it would be the crowning moment in his legacy.
What's more important to Messi, a World Cup for Argentina or the 5 UCLs he has, or the 3?
I mean, the World Cup is the holy grail of them all.
So I'm saying, dude, I think.
So you should never
could see this team rile around Messi.
Rally around him.
I really think you could see that happen.
But we all agree that these 3 teams are in consideration: Argentina, Brazil, France.
I think you can argue either 3 of those win.
You can, because there's a way to have it. Argentina, they rally around Messi. France, experience wins. And Brazil, outright,
just overall quality.
Just get out talented.
I mean, but then there's the fan of me. I really could see just some bullshit happening with England pulling some out.
I mean, but England's run would always end with France.
It's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a good game, but I mean, look, can the defenders keep up with the scoring attack of France?
Probably, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you think Harry Maguire could cover Karim Benzema?
I mean, I wouldn't have Harry Maguire man mark Karim Benzema or Mbappe. I'd put like Tomori on him. Tomori's rapid.
Okay. So then who cards the other one?
Kyle Walker.
Okay. I mean, that could work.
Get your ball knowledge up, mate.
There's Griezmann, a scoring machine. Either way, England would lose. So they're not. England would choke at this stage.
I think in this final, I think France wins.
I'm gonna have to go with France. I know, Ben, that's how it is, but that's just how
Argentina's favored to win the World Cup?
Are they? Oh yeah, it's changed recently. Now it's Argentina. See, whenever I did it the first time, like a couple months ago, it was Brazil that was favored, and also France was ahead of England. But also, I think that was before England's, last run of games.
What did I say? We're gonna see an all-time performance by Messi.
It's hard to say that you won't, because Messi obviously is going to be playing his heart out. This is his last ride.
Who is your GOAT?
Yeah, I'm choking on water.
Damn. The French pick really got him.
No, I really want to know who you ride more, Ronaldo or Messi?
Messi.
See, the thing is, I like Ronaldo more, but Messi's the better player. I mean, it's that whole argument that, like, if a robot created the perfect footballer, it would be Ronaldo, but if an architect created the perfect footballer, it'd be Messi.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have all-time France win, or all-time Argentina win. Know that.
Mm-hmm.
Final remarks, guys?
Yeah, final remarks, boys.
Just looking forward to finally watching my team.
Yeah, we open up again. Well, what team are you talking about?
I'm assuming he's saying England.
You could be talking about Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool.
Yeah, Chelsea play Crystal Palace on the 2nd.
Do you have the schedule?
That's a decent game. I don't know that. I know they go Crystal Palace, then they play AC Milan back to back, and I don't know after that.
Now, how do you feel about them? Do you think that that's the end of the road for them in Champions League?
They need to win one of those 2 games, and they need to win their next 2.
Wouldn't they also have to rely on a team losing 2?
No, if you win,
okay.
If you win 2 of your 3 last games, you come out the group.
You come out the group
because that gives you 6 points. That gives you 7 points. That means AC Milan probably does the same 2 out of 3, and then the other 2 just don't accumulate enough points. I mean, I think that puts us in 2nd if I'm doing my math right. You would need the team who's 3rd to lose, and I want to say that's Dynamo Zagreb, and I think they lose the rest of their games.
But y'all would have to beat AC Milan.
Shit, dude. I think we win one of those games. I really do think we do. But there's a very big possibility you see 200 or 350 million spending Chelsea play Europa League football.
That's tough. That's very tough. I saw the TikTok of someone who's like watching Ronaldo play from their apartment in Europa League. And I'm like, damn, that's tough. There was just no one in the stands.
All right.
Well,
so next week, the Premier League is the Premier League back next week?
It should be back next week.
I think it's back next week.
Yeah.
We play Brighton on Saturday.
So we have things to talk about. The Graham Potterless Brighton.
And Arsenal plays Tottenham.
I go a little North London Derby. That's a good game to talk about.
That is a great game to talk about because Tottenham will be winning. So we'll be in a happy mood. And if not, we won't record. I'm just playing. Well, that's all for the Shithousery podcast. I am your host, Reggie Rito, joined by Kyle Foster, Ben Bethune, and this is us signing out. Peace.